I've never been happier to admit that I may have been wrong, because it seems now HBO will finally offer a standalone streaming service without having to buy cable, which is fantastic for the growing multitude of cable cutters across the country. So it looks like they will be adding that. They announced that at a recent conference on Wednesday. Are you going to buy it?
Yes. That, as a business lady who runs a business and does businessy things, that is so a smart business. So business. It's
so business.
I want the businesswoman lunch special.
Synergy.
Synergy.
Connectivity.
Upward projections. No, as a company, that is such a smart move, because so many people don't have cable, and it's now allowing a whole nother group of people to get it. It's cutting out this middleman.
Perhaps. Well, somewhat. Well, there's three options on how this could go. One of which is to distribute the way via Amazon, kind of like that way. Another is to have a Netflix service, and another is to also work with the current cable companies in place.
Yeah, it becomes sort of a package that you buy with your internet bill, not your cable bill.
But at the same time, even with doing that, it removes excess spend that people have. Because how many people want to watch Game of Thrones but don't want the cooking channel? A lot.
Yeah, a lot. To be honest, I don't. My parents have cable. I don't. When I go home, or go home to them, I don't have. I don't care about most of the channels. There's maybe 4 or 5 shows on standard cable that I want to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I want to cancel my cable all the time, but I don't, just because of Game of Thrones and Walking Dead and the other Arrow and a couple other shows that I watch. So I think it's smart, and it's nice, and it's just a great thing.
It gets us one step closer to the cord cutters a la carte channel picking that everybody wants, but will never actually happen.
Well, we had theorized this before, because HBO was working with Time Warner Cable, and we thought there's no way.
Owned by Time Warner Cable.
Well, yeah, okay. Directly working with Time Warner Cable, and that Time Warner Cable calls the shots. But we had thought this would never happen, because Time Warner Cable would obviously want to sustain their business, but it seems cord cutting is becoming a much bigger trend, as well as Game of Thrones becoming the most pirated show ever, but it's also the most popular show on HBO, and I think not just now, in its entirety. So it does make sense to move forward along with progress and realizing, no, we can't hold it back this long. People are going to find a way to watch, whether we make a dime off of it or not.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we don't have a price point on this yet, right?
Nope, and we don't have a date either.
We don't have a price point, we don't have a date. I kind of remember when HBO tried this out on a limited market, that it was $50 a month.
That's expensive.
That is
really
expensive, especially when you consider Netflix is $9 a month for streaming.
That is a deal.
So,
I would be willing to pay $20 a month.
I bet there's going to be like a high inflated price, and then it's going to start carving down, just kind of like when the internet, remember with AOL, it was $9.99 a minute or something horrible like that.
But I had all those free minute DVDs.
Well, I've also heard people in the tech industry talking about the price point and what it could mean, and they said, you know, some people have argued it should be higher so that it sets a precedent later on, and it's able to make a standard across the industry for when this spreads out, almost inevitably.
The concern that we had last time we talked about this was that it's going to be affordable for people, but it'll mean HBO will make less money and have less budget to do things in the future. That's obviously not going to be the case. That shouldn't be a concern. HBO is going to make so much money off of whatever they decide to do.
People will buy it. I mean, how many people do you know who are using someone else's HBO Go passward? And they're cool with it too. Not me.
Oh, well,
okay.
No, I don't do that at all. No, it's just when Netflix did their streaming, it changed the game, and then when they started producing their own content that set a whole nother standard.
And it's great. A lot of it is fantastic.
It's fantastic. And then with Amazon Prime, with all these other channels, with HBO being the front runner of this, I don't think there's anything that could go wrong. And yeah, it might be a little expensive, but it's worth it because HBO has the better movies and shows, and I bet it's going to branch off into a couple other things. I bet you anything there's going to be a partnership with some Amazons or some Netflix happening, and it's going to be a bundled. Kind of like cable was.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is certainly the signifier of a change to the television market and the distribution of premium television such as this. And I think this is only the beginning. I think this seems like a fantastic idea, a no-brainer, and why wouldn't the rest of the industry follow?
It's also the death of TV.
Rest in peace.
Yep. Later, Guy Fieri.
Oh no! Oh no!
Flavortown.
With that, we're gonna end you on Flavortown. What do you think of HBO Go, or HBO rather, having its own streaming service separate from cable? Would you buy it? Let us know what you think below in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe.